Okay, so I'm sorry that I have no camera available, so you cannot see me. But so you must concentrate on the slides. My name is Achim Reuswig. I'm working, or I was working, to be exact, for Hessen Mobil, which is the road operator, as you told us, for the superior road network in the federal state of Hessen in Germany, and I am the project leader of the ELISA field trial. And of course, it's really such a pity that I'm not able to welcome you in our premises near the Frankfurt airport, where we have a quite interesting e-highway showroom, where we could have been meeting face to face. But I hope, well, since our field trial will continue some more years, I hope that we are going to arrange to catch up the meeting some later after Corona. So, but to give you some insights to the phase of planning, constructing, and now operating the e-highway system for now about 1.5 years. Yeah, I would like to give you now some information, but let me allow just briefly to start where we come from, because, well, yeah, there should be the second slide. To understand where the e-highway field track is located in, well, we regard ourselves as some sort of transport hub for the central of Europe, for the center of Germany as well, with a heavy traffic load in our motorway network, which is in the nearer Frankfurt Rhein-Main metropolitan area, about 130,000 vehicles a day in average at every link of the motorway network. And in this surrounding, since many years, we not only operate advanced traffic management systems, but also we are very much involved in development and testing of some different future technologies, especially in the field of cooperative, connected and automated mobility for the future, but more and more as well as in technologies to decarbonize the mobility system. Well, our core, or our center, let me say, is the traffic control center, which is our premise, which is located right in the center of the region, and from that traffic control center, we control, we manage, we influence the traffic on the whole motorway network in the federal state of Hessen. Which means a lot of different kinds of means of traffic, of influencing, of controlling the traffic with line control systems, hard shoulder running, network control systems with VMS signs. And what was a good background for running such an installation like an e-highway is that we, of course, are in 24/7 service with our control room. And but as you can see, let's say we are traffic engineers. We are not in the beginning of our project. We had not electric engineers in our team, no engineers of energy systems, but we, of course, had some experience in some in running large infrastructure systems. And this is surely one of the reasons why we said we would like to take the challenge to run a absolutely new system type like an e-highway. So just to skip that. So in this, let's say, surrounding on that background of let's say, being strongly committed towards new technologies and to develop and to deploy advanced modern technologies and new ideas towards the mobility, we we were very open for the idea to run a field trial to assess the e-highway technology and to give the possibility to make a trial under real road traffic conditions and under some very let's say challenging road traffic conditions, because I told you about the very high traffic volumes on our roads, and so it's the basic idea was not to hide the new technology somewhere outside where it does not disturb anyone, but just really to test it with all under all circumstances that really a region offers, which is very much committed towards a traffic system which must really work very good. And so this was the starting point for the first part of the ELISA project, which is a sub-project that was about the phase of planning and construction of the infrastructure. This project runs only 2 years. It started in January 2017, ended up in the end of 2018 after 24 months. We had a volume of funding for the infrastructure investment of about 30 million euro. Yes, and together with our scientific partners from the Technische Universität Darmstadt, we started up with that process. The first thing was to select a link on our motorway network where it would be very feasible to construct the e-highway. We took a link between Frankfurt and Darmstadt, which is another important city in our metropolitan region with some industry plants and a lot of scientific institutions. And so the link of the highway A5 is equipped with 4 lanes plus hard shoulder in every direction, and we have about 135,000 vehicles a day with a 10% proportion of HGV traffic. And it's located right nearby our drive test area. Drive test area is the name of our area for testing cooperative, connected, and automated mobility, because we see some fields where we could have some benefits in combining e-highway technology later on with some means of cooperative traffic of exchanging of data between the vehicles and so on. So the overall length of our catenary is 10 kilometers, 5 kilometers in each direction, and we equipped the right lane in both directions. So in the planning phase, we had some special challenges, and of course the major challenge was the very short time that we had. Due to some financial restrictions in funding, we had to manage to spend all the investment money within 2 years, and that meant that we had to execute the legal building permission procedure within some little more than a half year, 7 months, and we had to paralyze that procedure with the Europe-wide tendering procedure for the installation. And this was this was a challenge because typically you do not paralyze those two things, because in the starting of the tendering procedure, we did not have any let's say any plan, any really detailed specification of the system. We had just the functional description that we knew what the technology should provide at the road. And so we tendered a functional tender to the market. And we used a sort of negotiation procedure, an extended negotiation procedure with the bidders to optimize the system design within the procurement procedure. And so at the end, we were very lucky and really managed that after 7 months we had both procedures, the tendering procedures coming to an end and the legal building permission procedure. For the building permission, it was important in the first step to describe what type of infrastructure is it on a legal background, and we could manage to define the system as road accessory, and this made it then some more simple because therefore we had defined procedures to go on and to continue. And we even had the possibility to achieve an abridged project approval to make it much more quicker than regularly when we ensured that we had a consent of all shareholders and authorities. And so therefore we had to tell the people, tell the shareholders, tell the authorities the basic idea of the project, which is to help to answer that really important questions of decarbonizing the mobility system. And in our region, we found a lot of understanding for that and a lot of support. And so with some proactive involvement of all the shareholders throughout the whole approval process, we managed this agreement in the region, and this leads us that we reached our goal to start in August 2017 with the really planning detailed some milestones that we took. So the building permission at the end of July, the execution planning and construction contracted just 2 days later. Then our contractor had some 4 months only time left for the execution planning, which had to be approved by us. And in March of 2018, we were able to start with the construction. With the first pile driving of some tubes into the ground, which was the foundations for the masts. Now I have some slides on the building and installation process. I just want to click them through to give you a first impression. In advance, of course, to the video or later on. So we started in April with the installation of the first masts, with, of course, large interests from the press and from the public and from TV, which was the first time to see something like that at the side of a motorway. Of course, the cantilevers have been installed, and a special solution we need to find for an area where we have not enough space at the right and left side of the motorway. So we had to install 6 larger masts in the central strip of the motorway. To go through that area where we have a resting area at the side. Well, in July, we started with or our contractor, of course, not we, started with the assembly of the catenary with some very special technologies, of course, never seen on a motorway so far. So the process continued. I've been at the installation of the transformer substations, of course. So these are some figures: 279 foundations, 223 masts, 2 transformer substations, 10 kilometers of catenary system. The construction has been finalized with some systems to prevent the traffic from crashing into the masts, of course, at the side line of the motorway. And in the end of November, we had a press event with the first truck connecting to the catenary. Afterwards, we had the commissioning process, and then we took over the responsibility for operations within March 2019 at the end. Well, after commissioning, of course, we were in the operational phase. We took over the responsibility for operations. We had for half a year an introductory phase, which contained some test run for preparation of data acquisition, and of course we used the time for education and for some public relations, of course. Then we had a standard operation phase, which started at the end of 2019 with a 24/7 operation, and of course then from mid-2019 on of the scientific monitoring. So at the moment, we operate. We have 5 vehicles delivered to the logistics partners, which is the number that we wanted to reach for the field trial, which was planned for the field trial, and so we are now in regular operation. The control station of the e-highway system is integrated into the controls room of the traffic center of Hessen. So we have a 24/7 monitoring by the personnel which works there, which we have qualified for this special job, which is especially the de-energizing and grounding the system in case of emergency. So of course, we have security systems installed within the e-highway system to automatically de-energize and ground the system in case of any incident. But our personnel in the control room of the traffic center is able to de-energize by remote. And of course, we have a contract with a restoration team of Siemens, which was of course the contractor for the installations, and now is the contractor for the maintenance. And we have a contract that in case of any incident, the team is outside on the ground within 2 hours. An important detail for preparing the operation and achieving the necessary acceptance, especially in the emergency forces, was that we discussed in detail our incident management processes with the emergency forces, especially with the fire brigades, with the police, with the rescue services. So that because it is very important that they have let's say a very good that they agree very much with feeling safe and in working in that surrounding, which is of course new for everyone. But we had very constructive and very good and helpful discussions with them, so they are not really full of fear or something like that, but they see it in a very good and let's say and they are not very they don't search for problems or things. They have they may have reasons to be against the operating of such a thing at the motorway, and so we have a very good very good consulting and a very good, yeah, let's say, way to act together with those emergency forces. And we installed a training. We built up a training installation for the teams, so they can can be trained and have a retraining and some every sort of month, and of course. All the emergency workers and even the drivers have been trained how to operate not only, of course, the overhead line, but the trucks itself. So let's have a look on what happened so far since we operate the systems. We have, of course, some damage by a tree blown over by very strong winds, but this was no really dangerous situation. Of course, the system was off about 2 weeks after that, but we learn how to manage situations like this. From such incidents. We had several cases in which rescue forces requested the de-energization. So this is very important to see how the processes work. And so everyone agreed that it is very good and there's no dangerous situations at all. The catenary in the beginning of this year was damaged by an overhead transport vehicle of a road operation center. So that means of colleagues from ourselves, which damaged the catenary. But there we could see and could assess that all automatic safety functions have reacted as expected, and I think these are very important, important good lessons learned from our first phase of operation of the e-highway system. Of course, we have some routine checks in the maintenance of the ELISA system. So our motorway maintenance department has the task to continuously watch the installation if anything is in order by their regularly route control drives. We have regular checks by the ELISA staff itself, and of course we have an inspection plan. Twice a year there are regular inspections which in the first instance take about 1 week each, but that means does not mean that we have 1 week the system off, but it's only we reduced it to 2 days at the second time, and maybe we learn to get very much quicker in the future. So yeah, but we are well. We have some more years in front of us. We will, of course, assess and watch and learn from all those daily happening things, incidents, and influences from the weather, from the traffic, of course, and I think after those 4 years of field trial, we will really have a very good and stable on-site and inside of how to operate a system like this. So this is the end of my presentation.